because some people were complaining last time because in the demo I did not have a curb chain or reins on my tom thumb. I thought it wasn't a very accurate comparison to the Argentine Snaffle. Well, here we go. Now my assistant, the lovely Miss Bones, is going to help me out here. I've got her wearing your tom thumb, well, your tom thumb look-alike. I've got it adjusted about where it would normally be in the mouth correctly. Hard to see with the conch up here, but it's just got a couple of wrinkles, actually only about one, because I like to have it a little lower in the mouth than usual. The curb chain's much too loose. It should be a lot tighter than this, but I don't feel like getting a new one out of the tack room. So what I want you to notice here is that when I just pull back on one rein, just slightly, just pull back my right rein, the left rein is moving. That means that the whole mouthpiece is moving in her mouth as one unit. Now the reason that the bit isn't moving as much as it was before when there was no horse is, of course, the horse's tongue is stabilizing it. Also, the bit in the mouth is bending slightly. I wish I could show you that. But that does help to free the joint up a little bit. There's motion going on outside as well, so there's a tractor running and stuff. I wish you'd see it a little more still, but you notice, hopefully you can see very well, that when I'm just picking up on the outside rein, the right bit is rotating quite a bit. Let me see if I can get a different view for you here. This might be a little more visible. I'm picking up on my left rein, and the right rein is moving quite a bit, which means that I'm not getting a whole lot of independent rotation on my left side. Hopefully you can see that this right rein is very loose. The left rein is tighter. The right side of the bit is moving all over the place. Of course, she's licking her chops now, which makes it hard to see. And of course, when you're pulling back the way you normally would be in the saddle, this is exactly where you'll be pulling. And look at how much rotation again. Loose rein. Pull on the outside, the inside is moving a lot, which means that her entire mouth is being activated. So it's really hard for me to, and I'm asking her to turn to the right now. I'm pulling pretty hard for her to go to the right, and she's bulling up against me, refusing to turn. And finally we're getting some turn. All right, rein. As I pull my right rein, watch the left side of the bit move. Same thing when I pull my left rein. Hopefully you can see this from this angle. There we go. See all that motion on the opposite side? In some ways it's actually, I think, swinging out in the opposite direction. I really wish, both for your sake and mine, that I could see what was happening in her mouth, but right now I don't really have any kind of apparatus rigged up that I can show that. Now I want you to see up close how I have this Argentine Snaffle adjusted, because on a broke horse this is where I like to put it. I like to put it a little lower in the mouth than a lot of people do. Really, you can kind of see a wrinkle here, but it's not much of one at all. And I can really reach in here, well, maybe I can, pull her lip back a whole lot farther so you can see it's not tight at all. Curb chain hanging a little bit, so that I've got a little bit of just rotation in her mouth before the curb chain activates. And the curb chain activates actually right about the point that the central joint is going to pick up on the bit. And you'll see you're going to get some movement on this side too, as you do with the tom thumb. It's going to be a whole lot less when I pull back on this rein though. And the curb chain actually engages right about the point that the right side of the bit starts to move. And I think that's kind of a nice way so that you can get a lot of independent rotation, just to give a horse a very slight cue before you start hitting his whole mouth and getting the curb chain and getting the mouth all pinched down and everything. And so now I'll just do the same riding demo again. Watch her pick up the right side of the bit. Or she's so responsive, this bit, just a little bit of touch makes her just move right away. I'm picking up quite a bit on this right rein now. You see, there's not much movement at all on the left side. Hopefully this is in camera. I'm really moving on this bit, and really. She's always been a chomper on the bit. Not is my right rein finger on my left rein. I'm picking up a lot, and there's really not much discernible movement on that side whatsoever, nowhere near as much compared to the top thumb. I can just ask her to bend down and pull up this bit without her to move my rein without even activating the curb chain at all. Instead, she just likes to chomp this bit. Just light touch and here to bend, hardly pulling her at all. Here to bend both ways. Then you just kind of pick her up with this bit. Independent rotation, get her side pass. So once again, watch how far I can pull back this rein without influencing the other side whatsoever, which I could not do with the top thumb on both sides. Just like that. So this bit allows for me to pick up on one side, and I actually am getting inside the mouth. You can't see, she's slobbering all over the place. Independent side rotation on this side. And while I'm doing this with the one rein, the other side is not rotating, not cueing her. And also with this bit, and of course it'll be a similar effect with your top thumb, what's going to happen first is going to roll up, then it's going to start pressing into the lips right back here as it rolls into the bars. The pressure on the bars is not severe, but it is certainly significant. The pressure on the lips is, of course, a very significant part of how it works. As it pulls the lip up, you can see the wrinkles start to develop as I pull back. And also, of course, the whole time it's pressing against her tongue. I've got my finger, though, right under the joint of the bit, and there is no pinch whatsoever. Of course, now she's getting out of camera. There's no pinch whatsoever going on underneath the joint of the bit on her tongue. And it's really, while it is forming a V, it is not poking into her palate whatsoever. I'm going to get bit here in a minute. But there is no palate pressure coming from this bit at this time, even while I'm pulling back on both reins pretty hard.